Hello everybody, it's 8:30 in the morning right now and I'm ready to start my day. Okay, let me address the elephant in the room. Why am I up so early? That is actually super odd for me, but the real elephant in the room is why am I in bed? And that's a fantastic question. The answer to that is that today I am going to an anime convention and I want to take you guys with me, and while doing that also make sort of a day in the life type of video, show you guys my morning routine and everything. Do you guys remember when this channel was about cinema and I made semi-respectable movie reviews that people actually enjoyed? And now here I am in bed spewing some nonsense. Well, anyways, I don't have time to be sulking. Let's get up and get ready for the day. So let me explain what we're doing today here a little more than what I told you guys while being in bed. As I already mentioned previously, and by the title of this video, you know that I am going to an anime convention in Hamburg. I went to an anime convention in the beginning of July, which was the biggest anime convention in Germany called Takomi. That takes place in Düsseldorf every year, and that is kind of far for me. It took about 6.5 hours of commute to get there. And you know what? It was absolutely worth it. It was my very first convention of any sorts. I've always loved those, whether it was like Comic-Con or like anime conventions. They always looked so cool to me. But where I grew up, we didn't really have a lot of big conventions. Like, we have some smaller ones and everything, but none of them seemed too appealing to me. They were mostly catered towards cosplayers. So here I am in Germany, and there are a bunch of anime conventions, and when I went to Takomi, I had one of the best times I've had since I've arrived in Germany, which now has been a year. So it was a no-brainer for me to get a ticket for an anime convention in Hamburg. I don't live in Hamburg, but it is only about 40 to 50 minute train commute away, and it's pretty close. The convention lasts 3 days, but I only got a ticket for 1 day, mostly because of the financial reasons. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I went to Prague for a few days, and I spent some money there, so I have to be financially responsible. When I went to Takomi, though, I actually bought a 3-day ticket. I bought it way in advance. I was super excited, but because I bought it way in advance, I didn't have my semester schedule yet. And specifically on the very first 2 days of the convention, I had these university workshops that I just couldn't skip. I couldn't go for the first 2 days. It was kind of a waste of my ticket, really, and that was very sad. And I only went for the last day, which was Sunday, and it was the shortest day, and the convention was so huge at Takomi that I didn't even get to see absolutely everything. Still had a blast though. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy a 3-day ticket for that again this year. But for this one in Hamburg, it's not as big, and I think 1 day should be enough for me to get a good taste of it. So yeah, anime conventions are fun, and I want to show you that, guys, today. It's 9 a.m., so it is time to go and make myself some breakfast. Something light, but we do need something in my system because I'm gonna be out all day. Anyways, come to the kitchen with me. Welcome to my kitchen. It's beautiful, I know. So what am I having for breakfast this morning? Well, coffee, of course, and well, you'll see. It's not much. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? I got this thing for frothing the milk literally yesterday off of Amazon, and I'm so excited about it because, like, instant coffee is so shit, but honestly, I mean, I don't have any other options. I don't have a coffee machine, nor can I afford one at this moment. So to make my coffee a little more fancy, I got this little device. I'm genuinely so happy about it. And this is what happens when you live alone and start adulting. You start enjoying little things like that. But yeah, gonna do the little magic trick for my coffee right now. The coffee is ready. I don't know if you can see this. If you can, I'll just show it from another angle. But yeah, now it's time for the actual food. Alright, that's what I'm having. It's 2 pieces of bread. I'm using a plastic plate as well. This is how pathetic my morning is. And then this thing, which is chili Wurzel. Can you tell that my German is not good? Basically like a sausage snack. So yeah, that's what I'm having. This might be too much bread actually, but whatever. If I don't eat it, I'll just put it back. Yeah, that's my incredible breakfast. I could make like omelets or something. I have eggs, but honestly, I don't care. I just want something to have in my system. But anyways, let's eat. So that's the outfit I'm wearing. Rated from 1 to 10, guys. I mean, it's just a simple outfit with these baggy pants and this Amori hoodie that I'm wearing. I don't really have like a lot of cool graphic designs on my hoodies, so you know, Amori, it's awesome. I think it fits the day, the occasion in a way. So yeah. Well, I'm finally ready to go, and in terms of my goals for the convention today, well, I want to have fun, which I definitely will. So that's a no-brainer for me. And then I want to record some stuff for the video, which I will. And lastly, maybe buy a few things from the convention. But I say that, and as soon as I see the prices for merchandising goods, I am like, no, it's fine. I'll live without this. But yeah, we'll see. If I can find some cool stuff, I'll definitely purchase them and then show them at the end of this video. But anyways, I need to go catch my train. I am ready to go. After I got the much needed cash for the convention, I was ready for the day ahead of me. Thankfully, the train was not late and I was on my way to Hamburg. I went to the convention with my close friend who loves to cosplay in her free time. And at last, we were finally here. We made it. She's cosplaying Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen. The convention center consisted of 2 halls divided into 4 areas, each with their own unique concept and mascot. Hall A4 had the areas Sandbox and Cyberdome, and Hall A1 had Munchie Market, Neotaki, and Valtime. We started with Hall A4, and the 2 areas I just mentioned, Cyberdome and Sandbox, were both gaming themed. As soon as we entered, we were greeted by Nintendo. It was not a big zone, but still a pretty cool one. They had a few games you could try like Pikmin 4, Tears of the Kingdom, and the brand new Detective Pikachu game, but what people were lining up to try out was the upcoming Super Mario Wonder. Not gonna lie, I wanted to try it out as well, and there weren't as many people when we just entered the area, but I really didn't want to just stand around waiting when we were just starting the day and we were excited to see everything, and then later on, unfortunately, the amount of people increased and I didn't get to try the new Mario game, but that's okay. That Cyberdome area was mostly esports related, which I don't really care about, but the next area though was more interesting to me, Sandbox. The highlight of the area for me was the retro zone. There was this super cool showcase of Nintendo history, from the toys Nintendo developed before they got into gaming industry to all the obscure little things they released throughout their history. I didn't even know there was a Legend of Zelda board game out there, but it was super cool to find that out. There were also a bunch of computers where you could play retro games. I actually got to try out Mario 64 on an actual Nintendo 64 with that iconic controller for the very first time, and I couldn't help but hold the left and right prong instead of middle one and the right one. There was a booth with a bunch of retro games that I of course really wanted. A bunch of retro games over there. Some really cool Nintendo stuff, but I'm too broke for that, so... It wasn't just Nintendo and retro stuff over there though. There was an area by Capcom where you could try Street Fighter 6 and a little area promoting Starfield. I also have to mention that there was a big stage with guests performing, and that is one big thing I always miss out on with these conventions. They have guests over, but they are for the German audience, German creators, streamers, YouTubers, and I personally don't watch or follow the German side of YouTube or streaming, and that is unfortunate. It would be super cool to meet some YouTubers that I love love watching in those large conventions like Trash Taste, Dakomi. Please invite them. That would be amazing. I definitely miss out on this portion of the activities. Munchie Market greeted us at the next hall, and by the name you can figure out that it was food related. Booths with Asian snacks you can buy, but not only. There were sellers of anime goods there as well, which is surprising, but also makes sense. From one side, it would make sense if they exclusively sold snacks over that area called Munchie Market, but I also find that snacks is one of the lesser cool things in a convention because there are already a ton of Asian stores around the country in almost each city. Even the small town I live in has an Asian store, so I can always buy quite a few of those snacks and foods nearby my place. I'm not saying that snacks don't have a place in a convention like that, I'm just saying that it makes sense that they didn't dedicate a whole zone to just snacks.
What do you think of the Minions ramen? This is...
I would never eat that, but this one, this fucking...
Get that shit out of my way. Naruto's overrated. Minions, that's where it's at. Best anime ever. Let's go.
Next up was Neotaki, and this is where the most amount of anime merchandising and manga sellers were gathered. There was a little stage with Q&A activities and a sizable Just Dance stage for dancers. I obviously really enjoyed the Neotaki area, and we finally took a look at the final zone, Valtime. This was the area with the Artists Alley. Before attending any conventions up until this year, I used to think, what is the appeal of the Artist Alley? Why would I want to buy something that was not made and licensed by a company? I know these thoughts sound extremely stupid and devalue the work artists do. Even though I follow so many different artists on Twitter and I love them, this dumb perspective was just an uneducated one. After I went to my first con, I realized that not only is the Artist Alley really cool, but it is in fact one of the best, if not the best part of a con. I was extremely excited to see all the knickknacks that these amazing creators crafted and had on their booths. While anime merch booths have similar figures and the same shows they represent on their shelves, these Artist Alley booths cover a massive range of fandoms and sell some incredibly cool things that you can't really find anywhere else. For example, there was an artist selling Lord of the Rings / Hobbit related things, and they were super cute as well. I mean, you can see them on your screen right now. And that was the only person representing that fandom in that convention. And if you wanted to buy any Lord of the Rings related stuff, that is the only place where you could. No official merchandising booth was selling something like that, and it was very cool to see. It is an absolute delight to look at everyone's booths, and buying something and directly supporting their craft is super joyous as well. Also, the artists are always so incredibly nice and friendly and appreciative of you. I absolutely love striking a quick conversation with them because I know it'll always be a fun one. One of the booths complimented my Omori hoodie that I was wearing, and we had this brief banter. Even though I didn't pick anything to buy from that booth, it was still super cool to talk to these people. Speaking of chatting, I find that striking a conversation in these cons is quite easy for me. I don't mean that I go around talking to people all day, but I am much more confident in saying something if I want to. As an introvert, that is a big thing for me, but knowing that I am in a space where everyone shares this love of nerdy things, it makes it much easier to interact with people. But moving on, this zone also had an area for board games, and that is another cool part about anime cons. They aren't really just about anime. They have gaming sections, board games, and zones where you can play them, and also a lot of booths that also sell comic book related figures. But after we looked at that final area, that was it. After around 2 hours, we had looked at everything. That definitely felt a bit underwhelming. As I mentioned earlier, a few months ago, back in the beginning of July, I went to the largest anime convention in Germany, Dakomi, and that has 4 halls, probably each hall of a similar size as the ones in Polaris, but Dakomi's halls had 3 times the amount of booths. Every step I took greeted me with something new. The sheer amount of things to look at took hours. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier in the video, even though I bought 3-day tickets for Dakomi, I only had the time to attend the final day, and 7 to 8 hours were not enough to see absolutely everything. The amount of things to do at Dakomi was overwhelming, but in a great way. And I know that it is unfair to compare these cons. One is the largest in the country and the other is a local con in Hamburg, but I can't help but feel a little disappointed. Even anime merch there was not as much of here, and it was quite difficult to pick something to buy. I still had fun here, don't get me wrong, but then the ticket prices for both of these cons is the same too. And again, I understand it costs a lot to organize an event like that, and at the end of the day, Dakomi is bigger, but it can also fit more people into it, so yeah, it is understandable why tickets here are not cheaper, but I am glad I only bought a one-day ticket for Polaris. Friday, the very first day, was the best day to attend as it was not crazy crowded in there unlike the weekend, and one day was enough for me to see everything I wanted to see, and that is the thing. It is my bias here. What you want to get out of a con is up to you, and the value will depend on that. My friend, for example, bought a ticket for Sunday as well, as she is a cosplayer, and she loves attending these events as a way to cosplay and meet other cool cosplayers. Some visit to see the guests, some to participate in Q&A activities, and etc. There's a lot that these conventions offer, and I by no means want to devalue that. It's just that for my personal interests, one day was perfectly enough, and I want to reinstate that I still had tons of fun, and being in an environment like that is always a delight. Even though we looked at everything by 2 hours, we didn't obviously go home. We did, however, take a little break in between hauls.
So we are very tired, taking a little break out here and sitting with our sons. Look at this. Yeah. Do I need to explain Luffy, Zoro?
Bestie.
So cute. Also, really great price. These were like 25 euros each. And if you know plushies, that's a good price. And what's wrong with you? Also, lack of sleep is catching up to me. I feel insanely sleepy. But it's the consequences of my actions, so I must suffer. Right, out here trying the Sanji drink. It's a tropical fruit. Yes. I just tasted this and I said the dumbest thing ever. I was like, this tastes like sparkling water with tropical fruit flavoring. Insane! It's insane. What I meant by that is that like it's not overly sweet.
Yes, and that's good too.
Yeah, and that's good. But because of that, I'm like, well, it's just, you know, I'm just dumb, okay? I'm just stupid.
Sanji Mantin. It tastes good.
I was afraid you were gonna say something weird.
There were some food stalls outside, but a few inside as well, and we had these huge, thick slices of pizza for lunch, and I made the mistake of buying 2 slices. That was way too much to finish. We walked around more, shopped a little, and before we knew it, it was already around 7 p.m. And that was 1 hour before closing, and the time we decided to start heading home.
No camera, no camera. This is what a cosplayer looks like, actually. I don't know her.
The weather was pretty rough on our way home, rainy and very windy. My umbrella could barely withstand that. But at the end of the day, I made it home safe and in one piece. One piece? I'm home. Alright, welcome to the part of the video where I show you guys what I bought. I honestly don't really buy a lot of merchandising, a lot of figures and all sorts of stuff on a daily basis because, well, I look at them as kind of irrational purchases. Like, I still do them, but I don't do them very often. Also, I don't really have that much money, so convention is one of those times for me to go, all out and actually buy some nice stuff. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's start with some smaller stuff and then we'll build it up to bigger stuff that I bought. This was the very first thing that I bought. It's a Kirby keychain. It's very, very cute. This booth was my favorite artist booth in the entire convention. They had like super adorable t-shirts, but none of them were in size small, which is the size that I wear. And it is a travesty because it was super, super cute and I wish they had my size, but I got this little keychain. I'm gonna put it on one of my bags. It's adorable. And then moving on to a pin. This is a Morgana pin. I have not finished Persona 5 Royal. I am a fool. I love the game. I'm gonna finish it, but I just have a bit of a hard time these days sitting down and playing the game. But this pin was actually in a set of 5 pins that my friend bought. She was buying a bunch of pins, 5 pins to be exact, and they were for a cheap price, and she was like, choose one of them. And I was like, all right, I'll choose one for me, why not? So yeah. This is the one I chose. It's Morgana. I think it looks pretty cute. And then stickers. I told myself not to buy some stickers this time because I don't really have much to stick stickers to right now, but these are tiny stickers. And yes, they're again Persona 5 related. So yeah, it's the entire cast of Persona 5. Morgana is in its cat form here, like this regular cat form. Very cute, and it's tiny. I can stick it to my laptop. I don't know, it was not expensive, and there wasn't that much Persona stuff, and it's cool to see Persona stuff when I can find them, even though I haven't finished the game, but I will. Trust me, I will. Alright, let's move on to bigger things, and this is by far my favorite thing I bought today. Boom. It's a Luffy plush. I think honestly, plushies are one of the best kinds of anime merchandising. I mean, they can be kind of pricey at times, but this one was not expensive at all for the size. Like, I'm holding it for the size, and it's very good quality, and it looks adorable. Look at this. I mean, who doesn't love Luffy? Also, I haven't finished One Piece. I have not I mean, it's huge, but I've honestly watched about 180 episodes, but you know, I still like it. I mean, who doesn't love Luffy? And again, it's just an adorable plush. You know, when it comes to anime figures, below the price of about $30, you get figures that are pretty generic, and usually they are not really, they don't interest me, at least. The stuff that's like really cool, they go 50 and above. But for plushies, like this one, you can go below 30 and get something very cute, and this is just an adorable plush. I'm super happy with it. This is a great purchase for me. Okay, and let's move on to another pretty big purchase. And that's Edward Elric, a Funko Pop. It's my very first Funko Pop I've ever bought. I never cared too much for these Funko Pops, to be honest, but this was, again, for a very good price, and I love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's one of my favorite anime, one of my favorite shows. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. It's about 56 episodes, if I am not mistaken, or I probably am. It could be a little bit more than that, but it's absolutely worth it. One of the best animes out there. It's fantastic. And yeah, I thought, why not? You know, this is for a really good price. I love this show, and it'll look pretty nice on my shelf. I don't know if I'm gonna display it with the box or I'm gonna take it out. It kind of looks nice both ways, but I don't really have this like big urge to preserve it. It's a fucking Funko Pop. It's not that big of a deal. But I don't know. But it's also kind of nice, you know, with the box. We'll see what I do with it. I haven't decided. So, and the last but definitely not least, in fact, it's the best thing I bought today. This might be a favorite, but at the same time, it's honestly objectively not the best thing. Let me show you objectively the best thing I bought today. Yes, you're seeing that right. It's Minions Ramen. I don't know what this is. Like, I mean, it's a ramen, but I don't know what this is, what flavor it's supposed to be, because in the bag, it's all in Italian. It's the spaghetti. Like, come on, Italy. Does this look like spaghetti to you? Anyways, so I have no clue what it is, but you saw it in the video. I went back to that snack shop at the end when I had just a little bit of cash left. I was like, I'll buy myself a snack. And honestly, nothing looked that appealing to me. Like, there were cool stuff out there, but nothing that, you know, just screamed buy me, you know? So this was what I thought I should buy, because why not? I don't see a Minion Ramen every day. So yeah, basically I bought it for the meme of it, okay? I want to try and see what the hell this is. I could have bought the Naruto ramen, but who the hell cares about that? Like, come on. We'll see what this is. I am gonna try this on a video, and you'll see it at some point in this video. In fact, probably right after this segment. Okay, I recorded the whole segment where I make the ramen and try it on camera, but due to the fact that this video is already too long, and also because while viewing the footage that whole part was just boring, I decided to not include it. I'll just briefly say that the ramen smelled really weird, but taste-wise was just crappy instant ramen, I believe with chicken flavor, and the biggest travesty is that this whole thing had nothing to do with the Minions. Other than the packaging you see, there is nothing else Minion branded inside. bread, or on the ramen, like no rice cakes with like minion shapes or something. So yeah, this was a waste of money and time. 0 out of 10. And these are all my purchases. Actually, let me get them a little closer. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good haul. Honestly, I bought, I think, more things here than I bought at Dacomi, although Dacomi had much more to offer. But I think I was more hesitant to buy things then. And today, I did have extra motivation to buy things because I did honestly think it'd be cool to show it off at the end of the video. And, you know, I don't treat myself often to things like this, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool that I did this. And honestly, none of these were very expensive. But yeah, this is it. Very cool in my opinion. And that is it for this video. I had an absolute blast filming this entire thing. I've mentioned many times in the span of the past 2 years at this point that I want to make videos that aren't just movie reviews and those sorts of videos that I've always made, and that I want to make some different stuff as well. But I never had the courage to actually do that. I don't know why, but I finally did it. I finally did something different, something new, something that's been on my mind for some time now, this vlog type of thing. And I thought, what is a better way to try something like this than on a day when I'm going to an anime convention? And I hope the video turned out fun and that it was enjoyable for you guys to watch it, because it was super fun for me to film this. Going forward with this channel, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly, but I want to just keep on following my heart and doing what seems to be fun for me. I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. I know that I most likely have some subscribers that won't really find this type of videos fun, but it is fun for me, and that's what's most important. This is a fun hobby for me, and I do make videos pretty rarely. In the past 2 years I've been so inconsistent, but maybe something like this will reignite my passion for YouTube, and that'd be pretty good. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far and enjoyed it, leave a like, and in the description of this video, as always, I will have links for my social media accounts and the Instagram link for my cosplayer friend's account. She has pretty cool cosplays in my opinion. It's not the friend bias. She really does some cool stuff, so check her out if you're interested, and leave comments. What did you think about this video? Was this fun for you to watch? I always love reading your guys' comments, and I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you so much, honestly. And if you want to keep seeing what I do with this channel, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thank you so much once again to everyone, and I'll see you hopefully soon. Bye.